Welcome to the roofing website and SEO and microsites webinar masterclass. In this webinar, we're going to cover all the aspects of a roofing website, what it needs to get conversions, to get leads, and then we'll go into SEO, which my partner Amit, who's also here on the call with us, will go over. And then at the end, we'll just top it off with roofing microsites and how to do them and how to get leads from microsites, which 99.99% of roofing businesses are not doing. So it is an opportunity for you to grab. What are we going to cover in this webinar? We want to make sure that your time's treated with worth and with value. So we're going to get right into it. There's 4 parts to it. The first 30 minutes, we're going to cover website challenges and what you can do to mitigate those challenges on the website. We're going to talk about roofing SEO framework, which Amit, my partner, will cover. And then we'll show you results from our system as well. And at the end, we'll talk about microsites and have a Q&A session for you guys to ask any questions. Quick introduction on myself without taking too much time for those of you who are meeting me for the first time. My name is Nazar. I'm a dad, husband, and a marketer. I'm a master's in IT management. I've been in the tech industry for 15 years, been an agency owner for 10, built 500 websites, 5,000 lead gen funnels. I do lead generation for commercial and residential. Everything that we do is inbound. We're also a Google and Bing agency partner. You can also connect with me in social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok, just by looking at the handle, The Roofing Marketer. I've worked for these companies, Verizon, Honeywell, Wells Fargo, and Lifetime Fitness for the last 15 years. And then I switched completely to marketing. Marketing became my main hustle because I really enjoy doing this. Specifically, roofing and solar is what we do. We're going to cover what a fully optimized roofing website looks like. And then we're going to talk about SEO strategy for your search engine page results and the maps. I also do a webinar on lead gen, which covers paid search, which is PPC and social media. But we're not going to cover that in this webinar. There are other webinars recorded on our website, theroofingmarketer.com, so you can check those out as well. For this webinar, we're just going to cover the website, SEO, and microsite. So for a roofing website, what do you actually need in order for it to generate results? You need tags, titles, indexed pages on the Google Search Console. You need call to actions like these, for instance. You need calendar integration to generate appointments. You need to make sure that the site is mobile optimized because, as you know it, everybody's on their phone and 80% of your traffic is going to come from mobile. You need sticky menu navigation, which means that when somebody's scrolling on your website, they're not losing the menu at the top. You need location pages to cover all the cities and suburbs and neighborhoods that you do business in. You need service pages to cover all the different kinds of services, all the different kinds of roofing, tile, shingle, metal, you name it, to cover all the services that you provide. And then click to call is something like this, where in the mobile phone, you have certain buttons so people can get a quote, call you, contact you without having to scroll through the website and find the buttons in order for them to submit their information or call you. AI chatbot, this is a little bit more advanced. If you are not able to attend to customers late hours, this is a good option. And then obviously you're going to need to have blogs in order for the website to rank in SEO. Mentioned 80% of your traffic is going to come through your mobile devices, and then 20% is going to come from the desktop. So the mobile website, which a lot of us ignore, is going to be key in generating high quality inbound traffic. I'm going to share a before and an after video. This should make sense. So let me just play this. So I'm going to show you the before and the after scenario of this website. This is how it used to look like before it was completely redone to generate leads from it. At first glance, the website actually looks pretty decent, but once you start scrolling on it, you will see that there's a ton of content on the homepage, which nobody really has time to read. And this is going to be way more challenging to navigate on a cell phone. As I've mentioned earlier, 80 to 90% of your traffic is going to be on a mobile device. From a design perspective, it's also pretty vanilla. I'm on the shingle roof page, but if I go on any other page, you will see that it looks exactly the same. There's no images, there's no uniqueness, there's no wow factor, just a ton of boring content. Every single one of these pages is also also missing call to action buttons. So as a customer, I'm not able to make any decision on these pages. I'm going to show you how this website looks after we did the revamp. This is the home page. The first thing you see is a lead capture form. So the customer is able to give out their information. They can also schedule an inspection for their roof by clicking here. They can also get an instant quote, several ways to interact. They can also go to the contact us page. It also has a different look and feel when you go on the mobile device, so you're able to call directly from your phone. There's different CTA buttons, call to action buttons, scattered around every single section of the page, so that the customer is able to make a decision to contact us, to call us, to check out our reviews, to get a code. They can check out what areas we service. Each individual service page has a form so that the customer is able to give out their information. They can call us at any given point on the website if they are on a mobile device. They are engaged every step of the way whenever they're on this website. They can even click to call us with the phone number or email us. We're giving them every opportunity to get to us whenever they want to, however they want to. So that's the difference. That's how you get a customer to convert into a lead so that you're able to sell them your roofing services. All right, so that should be pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to move over to another example. This I'm going to show you on a mobile device. So we're going to go over the before and the after of a client's website transformation that we did. So let's look at the before. I'm showing you the old website for this company, NorCal Roofing and Gutters. They do roofing and solar. It's kind of hard to find the menu. It's kind of hidden over here. As I scroll down, you can see that the design is pretty old, and then these sections don't really lead to anywhere. There's not a lot of call to actions so that I can go somewhere in order for me to submit a form or make an inquiry. This is a lot of text on the homepage for a new customer to read. Even these videos are not scaled to size. Some of these sections don't actually conform to the rest of the website. So there's different sizes of images and text and even different icons like this you can see. And if I scroll down more, you will see that there's inconsistencies in the font that was used here. All right, now let's look at the after. This is how the site looks after the redesign. Right away in the above the fold section, I have a couple of CTA buttons so that we can get in touch with this business. There's a lead capture button. There's again a CTA over here. There's different types of roofing services that are shown here as a summary. And then I can click on these and go to the individual service to get more information. Reviews are integrated directly from Google. So these are 5-star reviews that will show here. And then some more social proof and reasons for the customers to choose this company. There's some projects that they have completed in the past. You can see that the footer section is nicely organized for us to make a buying decision as well. So those are a couple of examples I wanted to show you. Real quick checklist. And again, you don't have to memorize this or remember this. You will get a copy of this webinar presentation on Canva sent to your email a couple of days after the webinar is done. And then you'll also get the recording of this video. Obviously, we're going to cut out the Q&A section for privacy reasons, but you are going to get the rest of the recording for your convenience. We talked about service pages, location-specific pages, call to action buttons, lead capture forms, click to call buttons on mobile, sticky menu navigation, block page, gallery, about. All these are basic elements of a roofing website. So you're going to need to have that in order for the site to perform well, to generate leads for you. Now, we're going to do a very quick video of an SEO case study. This is also for our client that I was showing you earlier. So we're going to go over the rankings and what they're ranking for on Google. I'm going to show you the SEO rankings for my client Roofx in Tampa Bay area. For the keyword roof installation Turkey Creek, they rank on spot 1 and 2 of Google. For the keyword roof installation Bomb, which is another suburb of Tampa Bay area, they rank number 1 in Google. Again, for the keyword roof replacement Pebble Creek, they rank on number 1 spot of Google. Roof installation Progress Village, spots 1 and 2 on Google. Roof installation Keystone, spot 1 of Google. Roof replacement Progress Village, again spot 1 and 2 of Google. Roof maintenance Bomb, again on spot 1 of Google after just the AI overview. Again, for roof repair Turkey Creek, if you go past the Google guaranteed sponsored listings, you will see that they rank 1 on Google. Again, for copper roof installation Tampa, spot 1 of Google. Again, for roof installation Fishhawk, another suburb city of Tampa, they rank number 2 of Google. And then there's several other keywords I can show you in our rank tracker that we use for all our clients to give next level transparency. You can see that 27 of their keywords rank on the top 3 spots of Google. 49 of their keywords rank on the top 10 spots. Here are all the keywords, and this is 100% real time. It shows you all the rankings for this client. All right. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because I want you to know that all the strategies that we shared so far and the strategies that we're going to share with you are going to help you generate these kinds of results. We'll do a very quick testimonial. It's about 40 seconds, and then we'll go right into the SEO stuff.
I'm Rini Diaz. I'm the owner of RoofX Inc. in Tampa Bay.
Rini, why did you choose to do a new website?
So we've had a lot of problems in the past with different marketing companies on our website, and also different companies doing Google ads and social, and felt like it was the right time to pick a new company and see what kind of results we could get.
So are you happy with the website?
So far, we're very happy with the website, the way it turned out. We're happy with the way that we're ranking, and we just hope that we continue to expand on it and grow and more leads. But so far, very pleased.
Okay, thank you. And what would you say to other folks who are maybe on the edge of maybe working with us?
Let's say so far, Nazar has been an honest person to deal with, kept his word, he's punctual, he shows up every week to scheduled meetings, and they do what they say they're going to do.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. A little bit of social proof doesn't hurt. So I am going to hand this over to Amit. Amit, I'm going to stop sharing so you can share your screen. And he's my partner.
All right. So firstly, we want to thank Nazar for this opportunity to present, and quick introduction about myself. I'm a marketer. I love SEO and PPC. Been in the industry for 15 years. Completed my master's from University of Wisconsin. Have been helping electricians and plumbers mostly for 5+ years in the home services business. And then, met Nazar, and he's the god of the roofing industry. So that's where we thought like, hey, let's combine the forces and see what we can do together. So I have been running the agency for 7 years, Google partner as well. Worked at American Airlines, Microsoft in the US, had a good time, enjoyed my American dream and running the agency. So without further delay, let's go to the next slide. What we are seeing with the roofing industry is most roofers are focused only on GMB. I'm just generalizing, like 90% of the people are focusing on maps and local SEO, but there's a lot of other things. There are 5 key pillars that we need to understand, which is on-page SEO, technical SEO, content, and backlinks. So what I'm seeing is a trend where either someone is just focused on local, or they are just publishing a lot of blogs or content, but they are ignoring the other aspects of SEO. And in today's world, like unless all these 5 pillars come together, you're not going to see the results that you're looking for. So, and the poll clearly shows that a lot of people are struggling, and probably the reason is you're not really focusing on all these 5 pillars. So let's explore each pillar one by one. So I'm just going to go to the next slide now. We'll start with on-page SEO. So here, what is really important is, because you need to understand, like Google doesn't understand English, something called as semantic SEO, and that's how it interprets every single page. So we need to have those keywords in there so that Google can match the search intent. And the way that is done is via proper keyword mapping. You need to have proper internal linking. H1, H2, H3 structure needs to be properly done. So we've mentioned some examples here. You can see for this page, for example, new roof replacement. That is the keyword that we are going after. And you can see down here as well, we have the internal link as well. So all those things together, when they come together, that is when your on-page will be at par with other competitors. Now, this is just scratching the surface. Obviously, once you schedule a meeting with us, we can go into much more details. But yeah, just wanted to give a quick overview of on-page SEO. And then let's go into more details. So there's a lot of other stuff with on-page SEO as well. CTAs, you can see all those CTAs down here. Those are required, better CTAs, better conversions, a better user experience. And that is how Google will also reward. And it's, as I said, it's not only about Google. We also have to care about the users. Yeah, if people are having good experience, the bounce rates will be lower, the conversions rate will be higher, and Google is tracking all those metrics. Eventually, you'll be rewarded for those. And ultimately, Google will reward you in the terms of site authority. So eventually, the goal is to build higher site authority by doing all these optimizations. Again, there's a lot of other stuff. You have to show the projects, you have to show your expertise, you have to gain the trust by showing reviews, you have to have real company photos, you have to invest in photography, and all those things have to be done in today's world to get that trust, to make people believe okay, this is the company that I want to work for. And what I'm seeing is most of the pages do not have all the necessary information that is needed for the user to take decision, and also for Google to rank you, because Google is also comparing your website with the other competitors. And if your website the on-page optimization metrics do not look good in comparison with your competitors, you're not going to rank for the top positions. Okay, so that is the first pillar. Let's go to the technical SEO. One of the most important part of technical SEO is the page speed, and the LCP metric, which is the most important metric you can see down here. That is the metric you have to really focus on. And if you can get this down 1.5 seconds, that is considered to be good. But obviously there's other aspects like PPT, performance structure, all those matter. And you're going to get a grade from A to F, A being the best and F being the worst. So you have to always make sure you're somewhere around A or B, so that you don't get penalized by Google's page experience algorithm. So Google has released page experience algorithm. After that, a lot of websites, especially the roofing companies, have experienced a drop in their traffic. So if you have experienced some of the drop in traffic, this could be one of the reasons. But it doesn't end there, right? So most people think, okay, I've optimized my page speed, I'm done. So that's not the end. There's broken links that you have to fix. There is meta tags, missing meta descriptions, H1, H2 tags, URL structures. Everything has to come together for Google to kind of say that, okay, these guys are the best, they have the authority, and let me rank these guys. So that is the technical SEO. Now, content, this is so important, because what we are seeing is a lot of people are publishing a lot of content. They're writing a lot of blogs. They're, doing a lot of stuff, but it's not organized, because there is a method to the madness, right? So here, what we are doing is we are calling it as tier 1 and tier 2 content strategy. So tier 1, the way it starts, it's, let's say, I want to target metal roofing keyword, right? But just creating one page for metal roofing is not going to cut it, right? So what we have to do is we have to create content, we call it as tier 1 content, and you have to talk about metal roofing in all different ways, like metal roofing installation, shingle versus metal roof, corrugated metal roof, pricing of metal roof. So you have to cover all those topics, so that you can build that level 1 authority. So that is the first step. And now, once you've built that authority, level 1 authority, you can take a particular topic again, like within metal roof, you can pick, let's say, metal roof maintenance. You pick that as a tier 2 topic, and then you go deeper into it. So now you talk about how to replace preventive metal roof maintenance, or lifespan of metal roof, or cost of replacing a standing seam metal roof maintenance. So you have to talk about all these topics, and then eventually you will, so you have to cover tier 1, take tier 2, and keep on building hub and spoke model till you build the authority in the metal roofing industry. What we are seeing is just creating one page, it's not going to do the job. So this is really, really important. So if you're not doing it, this is something which I would this is one of the probably a good takeaway for you, which you can implement right away. So then comes the backlinks. And again, there is a lot of confusion or a lack of clarity, I would say, around backlinks. So should we do the general backlinks or not? That is one of the questions. So yes, we have to do the general backlinks, because you have to have the local authority built, right? So what these general backlinks are going to do is they are going to help you build the local authority. Because you're a local business, this is actually more important for you than, let's say, an e-commerce business or some other businesses. So yes, this is definitely important. And yeah, we have to be very careful to build backlinks on high authority, like high DA websites, right? So domain authority has to be high. If you build your backlinks on low domain authority, Google is going to penalize you, and you can get hit by, the backlink algorithm. So now next, we have to, just like, content, we have tier 1 and tier 2. For backlinks also, we have very similar strategy. Okay, you've built the tier 1 backlinks. Now you need to go one step ahead and do the tier 2 backlinking. So what does that mean? Now you have to start building industry specific backlinks roofingcontractor.com or web bestroofershub.com or bestroofing.net. You have to have your company mentioned there. You have to participate in forums, even like Reddit, where people are talking about roofing. You have to start, responding to those questions. So there's a lot of industry specific backlinks that you can eventually start building. So that is your tier 2 backlinks. So now comes the local SEO pillar. I'm not too worried about this. To be honest, like a lot of roofers have got this right to some extent. But again, there are a lot of finer optimizations which you could miss. For example, if you see this post here, we have the keyword roofing contractor in Tampa. So like those small things do matter. The consistency matter. The one-time optimizations matter. And eventually Google will reward you so there are two aspects of Google My Business. One is you have to like get all the one-time optimizations done. And then there is the consistency aspect, which is posting, optimizing your services, responding to your reviews. And that's how you build authority in the eyes of Google. But I think most of you guys have this just like high level, there's a lot of, you have to like get all the pillars right to make it happen. And here is, for example, a checklist. And if you want to like get into more details and want to understand, for example, let's say if you want to understand how the tier 1 and tier 2 content strategy works in detail for your use case, or for example, you want us to like roast your website, just book a call with us and we'll be happy to discuss this further.
What I did over here is I searched with this keyword Petoskey Roofing. I'm going to just refresh the page so that you guys can see that this is live. So Petoskey is a city in northern Michigan, and this is actually their microsite. I'll show you why that is. So if I go here in the microsite, by the way, they were ranking on the top 2 spots of Google for this keyword, Petoskey Roofing, which is the city that this roofing company is based in. This is the microsite. If you go to the contact section, bottom here, put this up, you'll see that they have a PO box address. They don't even have a real address because this is a microsite. And this microsite is owned by this person, Matthew Bell. How I know this, and by the way, this is not our microsite. I'll show you how we do microsites. But this person owns MB Roofing as well as this microsite. You can see that they're the owner of MB Roofing, same guy, Matthew Bell, MB Roofing, Michigan. Again, Petoskey is a city in northern Michigan. So this company, which is the main company, owns this microsite. And the cool thing about this is these guys, this microsite, even though this microsite's ranking on the top 2 spots of Google and generating leads for this roofing business, this main company is not even ranking Google search engine page results on page 1. I think they're in page 2 or page 3. I'll find it. Oh, right here. So they're in page 2, which 99% of people are not even going to go to. So they're not even ranking on page 1, but their microsite is. I'll show you a couple of examples of how we do these microsites if you guys are interested in learning about it. It's a very inexpensive way to generate leads. The results are exponential on this. American Remodeling, this is one of our clients based in Pennsylvania, York, Pennsylvania. So this is their main website. You can see a lot of menus and sub-menus. Then this is their microsite. So Collegeville is one of the suburbs that they wanted to go for as a microsite. We launched 10 of these. So this is one microsite owned by this company, very similar look and feel. And you'll see that there's call to actions throughout the page over here. And then this is also mobile optimized. So if I go to the mobile view of this website, you'll see that there's mobile call to action buttons. Again, I can call from here. Again, every section is mobile optimized. All the images, everything is very nicely laid out. Another example. So this is a microsite for this company, Shane David Roofing. These guys are based in Michigan, and this is one of their microsites. Looks very similar to a website, no difference, but it's more geared towards a specific service, a specific city, so we can rank the site on the eyes of Google really, really fast and then start generating leads from it. And they don't even have to get a office location or open a new business to do this. This is almost like, think of it like companies like Booking.com, Priceline, Hotwire, there's Travelocity. All these companies are the same company. It's all a market share play. Similar to like TJ Maxx and Banana Republic and Home Goods being the same company, selling the same kinds of products, they're the same company. This is another way to generate leads organically through SEO than just doing SEO on your website? I think this is a very, very good question. So Amit, if you can see the question, Randy is asking, why do you type
Yeah,
in the
got it.
city all the time, right?
Right, right,
If
right.
I'm in Omaha, when I type roofing companies or near me, we show my city.
Yeah, right. So the answer to the question is yes and no, depending on how you do your SEO. So if you have like put in the right schemas, like let's say there's a local schema added to your website, if you have embedded the maps on your website, that gives signals to Google that, okay, you're based in this, this area. So even if you type in roofing companies or roofing near me, your website will be featured, but you have to do the SEO the right way. For near me, mostly it's the Google My Business, like the maps listing that will be shown first in general. But yeah, you have to do the SEO right. You have to have meta tags optimized for that location. So you have to build the local suburb pages and internally link it back to the main homepage. So if you're doing all the right best practices, yeah, even if you if the users type in roofing companies, they'll find you. The way this works is H1 is also called as headline 1. And usually it's the headline in the banner that you see. That is the headline. H2 are mostly the services or the tier 2 kind of headlines after the main headline. So there should be only one H1, right? So if you have multiple H1s, Google will be confused as to which one is the main headline for that particular page. That's where the keyword mapping and all these things come into picture. Now, the headline 2 is usually the other headlines. You can think of these as sections. In simple words, if I were to put like one section, one headline, that is the H2. But let's say within the H2s, now let's say services, our services is the H2. Now, what is the H3? The individuals like roofing services, like, roof repair, roof replacement, that emergency roofing. So that is now H3. So to give you a real example, that's great, Nazar. So if you scroll up to the top here, reimagine your home with RoofX, that is the H1. Scroll down, that is the main page headline. Then how we help, this is the H2, which is basically our services. But now within that, there are more, things to highlight. So which is roof inspection, roof repair. Each of these is an H3. So roof inspection is H3, roof repair is H3, roof emergency is H3. So the way this works is Google's robot is crawling your website. So H1 is the main, headline, then it crawls, then it goes to H2, and then it, crawls the H3s, all the H3s within H2. So it keeps on doing that. There's H4s as well. Usually like H1, H2, H3. If you get that right, I think it's more than enough.
Okay, thank you. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but just to quickly highlight, like it's not going to do automatically. You have to give the tags behind the scenes. So if those tags are not done properly, then you won't, Google won't see it that way. Get confused.
Questions. Corey Judy asks, business listing, can we expand it to other areas that we would like to service, or do we need to run Google ads in those areas? Amit, go ahead.
So there are two options here. One is you can, in the same profile that you have, you can mention more areas, or you can open another office in that particular location and get another Google My Business listing. So there is downsides of, there's pros and cons of both the techniques, but, this is what you have to do. You don't necessarily need to run Google ads, but to be honest, with the new proximity algorithm that Google has released, you are most probably going to rank in a certain radius where you're based. So if the second location is too far away from your office or your main area, most probably, the chances are that you may not rank unless you build really high authority of your website and of your Google My Business. So if you do that, there are certain companies who rank completely like city level as well. So hope that answers the question.
And just to show you guys, so like for this company, RoofX, we're ranking a ton of suburbs that they're located in. So like this is a Tampa suburb, Progress Village. They obviously rank in Tampa as well. Turkey Creek is another suburb they're ranking. Baum is another suburb. Again, Turkey Creek, Pebble Creek, they're ranking Town and Country. And this is all live, so you can go to the actual Google URL. Lake Magdalene, that's another suburb. Skylight, they're ranking in Tampa. Waimoma is another suburb. Fishhawk's another suburb. So you can rank in suburbs. Amit mentioned there is a proximity algorithm, because if you're too far from your actual office location, your Google My Business location, then Google doesn't have a way for you to be able to rank that far out. So it really depends on how far you're out. We recommend 30, 40 miles at best, because there's also going to be competition in other areas where now the microsites can play a role in getting leads in those, more maybe affluent areas that you do provide roofing services in. All right. So that answers the question, Tori. Thank you. You're very welcome. Emmy's got a question. Emmy Fassbender. Do you need to have other businesses under your main business to create microsites? This is a common question that we get. If not, how do you decide what to name the microsites?
You can take this one, Nazar. I think you are better at this one.
We don't need to have other businesses. So, like, I'll give you an example. So the way we do these microsites is by picking cities, suburbs, locations, and more generic. So, like roofing Collegeville. This is in Collegeville. We can even go as deep as, I'll give you another example. I mean, we're launching about 50 microsites every single month. So Alpharetta Roof Repairs. Now, this company, this is a microsite owned by another business. They just wanted to go for roof repairs as opposed to, let's say, replacement or metal roofing, shingle roofing. So you can target a specific type of service for a specific city, and then you can also go deep into that service, right? So, if you're doing roofing, you don't necessarily have to just do roofing. You can focus on installation, you can focus on repairs, you can focus on metal roofing, you can do commercial roofing, you can do TPO, you can do EPDM, doesn't matter. So the short answer to your question is no, you don't need to have other businesses under your main business to create microsites, because the first phase of doing microsites is to get them ranked on the Google search engine, just like this. So we were on page 2. So page 1, these guys were ranking, right? So you want to rank here, because what most people think is that they only get leads from the Google business profile and you only get calls from here. Yes, you do, but you also want to rank here because this is real estate. This is land. Think of it as owning land. And if you can own more land here, you have less competition because you're kind of ruling out your competition by ranking on these spots of Google. So the first phase is when we build microsites, we want to get the pages indexed so that Google recognizes that we exist and then rank us here. And then the second phase of the microsites, about 3 to 4 months down the road, is getting Google business profiles for that business and, even getting reviews. To the customer, you're just a generic company, but then we also brand the microsites like your company. So this is a microsite, right? This is the main company website, so that when somebody lands on the microsite, they psychologically feel that they're in your business, in your company website, right? Because you own that brand. Now you have a bigger market presence. 99% of your competition is not doing it. You have a leg up against dominating your local market. Doesn't matter. Even if you were to, I was showing you that we do rank for a lot of suburbs for, our clients too. But even if we did maybe just one spot, we want to rank in multiple spots, right? So the more spots, the more coverage, the more leverage, the more leverage, the more leads, the more leads, the more business. So that's kind of how it works. Is this webinar recorded? Yeah, absolutely. So we will have the webinar recording to you. It'll take us a couple of days just to edit out a few things, and then you will have access to it. Thank you, Emmy. Appreciate it. Yes, you're very welcome. Any other questions, feel free. We still have 27 attendees on the call. We did drop the link to book any sort of discovery calls with us to see if we could potentially work together. Also, you're welcome to get a audit or a roast of your website from us live on the call. So this is an audit that we did for a roofing company based in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I think. This is 100% custom. We are using 5 or 6 premium tools to get this data, to get this metric, because we have to look at it just like Amit showed you that SEO has 5 different pillars. We want to give you the audit so it actually is meaningful. Like you're actually getting some sort of value out of it instead of just getting a spit out PDF. So we look at the trend of the traffic. We look at what keywords are ranking. We look at your site performance metrics, like how fast it's loading, your total blocking time, your structure, your performance. We look at the page issues that needs to be fixed. We look at your GMB listing. We look at the keyword count for the keyword density, the keyword volume, things like that. We look at, we talked about H1, page titles, H2, meta tags, meta description, even to the level of images. Like you have images on your website, like let's say your crews are working on a job, you have an image. That needs to be explained on the back end to Google so that Google understand what that image is, because Google is not a person, so it can't read images. So we look at to that level of detail. We look at backlinks, how many backlinks you have, whether it's an upward trend or it's decreasing. We look at your authority score, and then we do a recap of what you guys need to do. So it's extremely valuable if you do, decide to get an SEO audit. So, we can give you that information. It's absolutely free to get. You don't have to buy any of our services. We love doing this. So, feel free to book that call. I think everybody's got a link to book a call with us. So Amit and me, we will go through this, break it down for you so that you can get additional value beyond just this webinar, because we can only, share so many things in a 30, 45-minute session, a webinar. There's a lot more that goes into it. And by the way, we also do PPC, we do social media, lead gen. So for purposes of this webinar, obviously we just covered SEO, microsites, and websites. We also obviously build websites from scratch. One other thing that I have not mentioned, I think this will be valuable, is what you might be also eligible for is if your website, you've done your website recently, then you might be eligible for a website cleanup. So I'll show you what that is real quick. That's the last thing I'm going to show you. Is a lot of people might not want to do a website redesign. So it really depends on where you're at. You might be eligible for a website cleanup as opposed to a redesign. So a website redesign or a redo, think of it like roof replacement. So it's a replacement option. We replace everything because it's outdated, difficult to navigate, doesn't attract leads. You're basically getting leads by knocking doors, cold calling, and just build a brand off of outbound, and you're not getting much inbound juice. Then replacement may be the right option for you to get a better user experience, modern design. Obviously, your SEO is going to be top notch, as we showed you. And then you'll have custom features. We do not create any websites with the WordPress template. We use very minimal elements of a template. It's 100% custom, because if you want to stand out in your local market and beat the competition, you got to have something unique, something that reflects who you are as a roofing business, what you stand for as a roofing business, and not what everybody else is doing, because that doesn't differentiate you, right? So that's how a website is built. And there's the cleanup option, which is a repair option, where we fix errors on the website, where we fix your website speed, where we do content updates, where we improve your conversion rates. And it's perfect for roofing that are already performing well in SEO, but have high bounce rates. You can see that all this traffic is coming to your website, but you're not getting leads. It's not converting. So what's the point, right? Businesses with a limited budget that need quick, impactful improvements. So maybe you don't want to do a complete redesign. Repair may be an option for you. And then you can get on with your SEO game, SEO program. And then also companies that are looking to maintain a functional site while addressing minor performance issues. Now, obviously, this might not be applicable to every roofing business, but a lot of roofing businesses might be able to leverage this as well. So a lot of web design companies or marketing agencies might pitch you a complete redesign, but you might not need one. So it all depends on where you're at with your website journey, how it's performing, and what kind of leads it's generating for you. So just wanted to show you that. But yep, that's pretty much it. I want to take any additional questions. There's a few folks left. If you have not booked a call with us, this is your opportunity to take. So feel free to do that. We'd love to, get to know you on a personal level and understand, where you're at with your generation journey for your roofing or solar business, and see if we could add some value. Even if we can at least give you all the strategies or our SEO blueprint if you book with us for free. Nothing to sell here, but would love to help you out and see if there's a potential opportunity for a partnership. We've already showed you everything that we could in this webinar. Last few questions if we can take. Let's see, anyone on the mic or on the chat, feel free. Looking forward to answering any other questions that you have. I'll give it a couple of minutes if anybody else has any other questions. SEO, website, anyone else? Did Google change the radius settings this year? Our current SEO guy said that it changed. Amit? Good question.
Yeah, so as I said, that is proximity algorithm, which I was referring to. So yes, there is certain changes. Now, if you see for the same keyword, if a person is searching from a different location, the results are completely different for one location compared to the other. The reason being, Google has been promoting a lot of businesses who are closer to that location. So yes, there is a change. Usually, you'll be able to dominate 7-mile radius. That is the usual starting point. This is what you should start to look at. Like, how are you dominating in your 7 mile radius? And then you keep on expanding that. It's not like you can't dominate at city level. You can, but that takes a long time and a lot of investment in the SEO program. So yeah, the short answer is yes.
Anybody else has anything else? I'll hang out for maybe a minute more. Otherwise, I'd like to thank you all and wrap this up. What is Judy? All right, thank you so much, and I look forward to meeting with you, either a meeting or feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm posting a lot of content there about roofing too. So my name is Nazar. Drop my name in the chat. So if you are on LinkedIn, feel free to connect. You can also look us up on social media at The Roofing Marketer. Thanks so much for your time, and we'll see you on another webinar someday. Thank you.